I live in California. You know what I'm saying? You know, I grew up around Ant Banks. You know, I don't know if anybody knows who Anthony Banks is.
Him. Yeah.
He produced 6 platinum albums for Too Short. So
Yeah,
before we even knew, before even hip hop knew platinum, you know, he was one of the most, you know, like influential people in Too Short's life to make him that platinum artist. And then I met like Rick Rock and the Federation. You know, then of course everybody knows my cousin Hebrew from High 97. You know, which helped mold me into like, you know, that business mentality. You know, and but you know, I started in the Bay, and I met, you know, I grew up around Mag Dre. You know, I got to spend a couple of years, 2-3 years with Mag Dre, and just learn a lot of street knowledge, music knowledge around him. You know, and that whole swag and that finesse. I came to Vegas in 2002. You know, I was there about 3 years. I dipped and dabbled in everything. Streets, you know, hustling from the streets, entertainment, world, you know, real estate, gosh, everything. You know what I mean? You know, I bought several, you know, buildings out there. You know, I worked with a bunch of different people like DJ Franzen. You know, then I built my house there, and I built a studio there, and that's when I brought Poo Bear. You know, Pooh Bear is known, you know, one of the biggest writers in the game. He wrote Peaches and Cream. He wrote, you know, Caught Up for Usher. And we had a vision. As far as the vision was to put Vegas on the map. You know, I brought Pooh Bear in because I'm like, okay, I've done production. You know, I produced for both Thugs. I produced for different artists. And it's like, I did it when I wanted to do it, however I wanted to do it, because I was getting money already. So it's like, it wasn't like I was every day sitting there producing. Whenever I had an artist I wanted to work with, it was natural. You know what I mean? But when I bought Pooh Bear, I learned how the concept of to make a whole song. You know what I mean? A hook, a whole song. And I learned how to form a team. You know, we formed a team. We got producers together, and we got, you know, a whole team together. And we stayed in Vegas for about 7 years. You know, and wrote over 300 records. You know, that, you know, just. You know, Pooh Bear, of course, was the genius behind it. You know, the whole equation. You know, and
shout out to Pooh Bear, bro.
Yeah, big shout out to Pooh Bear, man. You know, happy birthday. And from there, we just wrote records, man. We wrote records, and we called the label Future Music because we noticed that records that we write in January, it was selling the next January. Records we sold last year, we wrote last year, we're selling the year after. So people weren't ready for the music. We're just a little bit more advanced in the game, you know what I'm saying, for people. And, you know, like I said, I built an artist called Jazz Laser. He's about to come out now. I've had him sign to me for a few years. The Audibles are my producers. They took off now. They're doing a lot of stuff out there. They're producing like Castro. Big shout out to Castro. You know, big shout out to Pyro behind the production on that. And, you know, we just formed like a Vegas central place to make hits. You feel me? And
it was the Vegas hit factory.
Exactly. And you know, and the motto was created there. You know, my house. You know, the motto was Drake had put out his album, and 2 days later he came to my house for his birthday. We just wanted to eat soul food and chill and hang out. You know, me, him, and friend DJ Franzen, and we walk into the studio, and I have murals on my studio. I don't know if you ever seen my studio on any pictures.
No, I haven't.
I have everybody who I worked with or anybody who inspired me. It's 90% people I worked with, 10% of people I inspired, because, you know, Pac, you know, Biggie, you know, Jam Master Jay, you know, Easy, you know, different people. And I had a big mural. My biggest mural was Mag Dre, because he was like really my cuddy. That was he was one of my brothers. I was 14 when I met him, and he was 21, and he looked out for me.
Wow.
Like, he took care of me.
That's deep history. That's like, off the curve.
Yeah, like, he took care of me. Like, we lived together at some points, and then I started coming up and getting more money and doing more stuff. I remember I brought the first supermodel to the studio, and Dre was like, yo, look at him. You know what I'm saying? Y'all bring all these ratchets with no teeth and all this other stuff. Watch him. You know what I'm saying? Do what he does, you know? And so I had this big mural in my studio, and we walking in, and Drake stops me. He's like, yo, what do you know about Max Dre? And I'm like, what do you know about Max Dre? You know, because I know Max Dre. Like, I lived with Max Dre. That was my cutty. He's like, I'm like, let's go to the studio. Let's see what you know about Max Dre. And the boy impressed me. He went to the studio, picked out a beat, and just went in, killed it. You know what I mean? It turned out to be his only Grammy. You know, the motto is his only Grammy. And the motto is the most spun song in radio history. You know,
that's crazy.
Yeah, till this day, up in the club, 50 Cent was the most spun the first week. And after that, it was a motto, period, all the way around. We just made it like a hit factory. And then, you know, just really, we had that going for about 7, 8 years. And then, you know, fortunately but unfortunately, I met Justin Beiber. You know what I mean? Which on our business move was great, because we got to work on this whole album. And he was a young kid that was in that pop world, and I felt like he was missing that. He loves black people. He has like a little black soul, the kid. You know what I'm saying? He's really a soulful kid, but he didn't have the right writers to push that he was a pop star.
Yeah.
You know, nobody before journals, nobody looked at Justin as an R&B pop star.
Yeah.
Like a R.
Exactly.
Kelly or you know what I mean? And you know, and we did records for him that we put R. Kelly on, like PYD. We put a song called PYD, Put You Down, you know, and originally it was called DYD, Dick You Down. You know what I mean? And of course he's a kid, so we had Pooh Bear geniusly switched that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we put him on a song with R. Kelly for the first time in his life. You know, the king of pop. In R&B, I mean the king of R&B.
Yeah.
With the you know the new little king of R&B.
Yeah.
You know, so so once we did that, it kind of like I told Pooh Bear, I said, yo, you're about to go on a mission now. You know, you're about to go travel the world, and you're about to be with this kid with his business. You know what I mean? You're about to go and write a bunch of songs, and look at now, 2 years later, last year, Journal sold like 5 million records. You know what I'm saying? Singles, because we did singles. This year, this is Justin's, and I was surprised, I didn't know, Justin's first #1 in the world. You know, on the top Billboard was What Do You Mean? You know, to this day.
That's a big record too.
It's a big record, and Where Are You Now was #2. So, you know, it just feels good to be able. Sometimes, you know, in life we're pessimistic. You know what I mean? Especially me and Pooh Bear. So, the way that you become an overachiever is like, I haven't done nothing. I ain't done shit. I ain't shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's what you say, and that makes you accomplish more than you normally would accomplish. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And you know, I remember people used to tell people like, "What's Molly Mall doing for you? Like, what you know, what's he doing for you? And what's going on?" And he's like, damn, Molly Mall gave me a studio, Molly Mall gave me a team, Molly Mall co-wrote with me, co-produced with me, and Molly Mall put me with the biggest kid in the world. You know what I mean? And I remember us walking into a label, I'm not saying any names, a publishing label. I'm not saying it's a BMG, I'm not saying who though.
Yeah.
I remember walking into, if they don't sign Pooh Bear, I'm hearing big rumors that they can't even keep their job anymore. So the fact that life took that turn, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And brought stuff to the table, it just feels good to be a part of something or contribute to something that can be #1 in the world. That just tells you that you got some kind of special greatness behind you. You know what I mean?
Man.
And it's not just about one person, it's a team. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You know, but
absolutely.
you know, that's who Molly Mall is, really somebody who really I sacrificed a lot, man, to get where I wanted to be as far as the music. It's always been my passion. I lost my parents at a young age, so my passion was always, you know, I've been around musicians my whole life, and I learned how to. My first foster parent was a professor in classical music in Berkeley.
Really?
You know, that's how I even learned how to understand sounds or put sounds together or even be a part of that. You know, and then I took that and met Ant Banks and see how he was working the MPC 3000s and 2000s and the 1000s and all that, and you know, it just came together. But you know, that's who I am, man. Just somebody really just. You know, I have an ear for music. I love music. I love being a part of it. I love putting stuff together. I put so many artists together that never worked together. You know, rest in peace, Chinks. I put Chinks like on a record with Too Short and Eric Billinger.
Wow.
You know, I put French Montana on a record with Too Short. I put French on a record with I Am Sue. I put I Am Sue on a record with Ty Dolla $ign. You know, a lot of records. I put Be Real and Ty Dolla $ign on the record.
Oh,
you know,
man,
that coming out.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you know, so.
Wow.
You know, Tyga had never recorded with Wiz Khalifa. I put Tyga and Wiz on Molly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Tyga's biggest record, like his last biggest club record, they're saying, you know, to this day, you know. So, you know, that's what I like doing, man, using my relationships. Because I remember when I was like 15 and it was Spice One, E40, Tupac, and Celly Cell on Dusted and Disgusted. Remember that song, Dusted and Disgusted?
Yeah.
And I was there when Spice was teaching Pac how to ride the beat. Because Pac was a poet. He was a dope poet.
Yeah.
But he wasn't a rapper yet.
He had to ride the beat.
If you look, I mean, history doesn't lie. Go Google Digital Underground. You know what I'm saying? And you'll see Pac was on stage dancing with blow-up dolls. They were all dancing on stage with blow-up dolls. And, you know, just, you know, dancing as dancers. And then Pac got into the whole, you know, rap situation because he was smart, you know, but he was a poet. And I'll never forget when I seen Spice One, Chico, you know what I'm saying? You know, big shout out to Spice One.
Spice One is a legend.
A legend, you know what I'm saying?
Spice One.
You know, he had cancer like me too, so like if you go to Bahamas, you go to China, you go anywhere, a lot of people knew the name Molly Mall. Like you said, it was a myth. And that's when we started out the interview, you said Molly Mall is a myth. And it's funny, before I did Love and Hip Hop, I met, I was in Australia with JB.
Yeah.
And people were like, "You're Molly Mall," and I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "You're a myth." Like, I can't believe you're here, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, that's how you really feel about me. And I'm like, whoa, because I'm a humble, so I don't look at it like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's crazy. And I was talking to my management team, and they were like, you know what, just do it. Do some features so you can bridge your name with your face.
Exactly.
That's it. And it worked. It brings my name on my face.
Yeah.
I did it, and it's this drama. People talk about you a couple times, but then there's a next season, and next season, next season, and once you're out of there, you're not remembered. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me ask you. Looking at your catalog is impressive as hell.
Appreciate it.
Now you've gotten to a point to where you're branding yourself on TV.
Yeah.
Would you say that that's kind of opened up a few more doors or opportunities in the sense of maybe, branding and things of that nature?
Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. Music is my first, passion.
Yeah.
I've learned that it's sad because music is it's something that needs more talent behind it. Mm-hmm. But it's sad to say that TV is the ultimate form of entertainment. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Music will be secondary. The only reason why I say that is because TV you can educate people because they see. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't listen.
Yeah.
You put music out, people don't care. Mm-hmm. They like the beat. That's the concept. 90% of people out there, they rock it to the beat and they like the little chorus, but they're not really understanding what's being said between the lines.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
You feel me? So with TV, you can actually educate people a little more. Mm-hmm. So if you can use TV as an avenue to push everything else, then that's what it is. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm using TV for. Is I'm just using it as an avenue to make people more aware of the music industry and to use it to put out more music.
Absolutely.
As you watch Empire, they're putting out 4 songs every week.
Wow.
And they're all going platinum.
Wow.
And we know, no disrespect to Empire. I love Empire. Big shout out to Tubby. Big shout out to everybody. But we know if that machine wasn't behind them, those artists would never be heard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And songs are like, it's all a science. You might not like a song today, but if they force it on you 20 times, you catch yourself singing it and you catch yourself bobbing to it.
Absolutely.
And that's just how it is. So that's what I'm doing with TV. I'm trying to use it to educate people on music and inspire them, and at the same time put out my music that I have and put out music of artists underneath me that I'm pushing out.
Got you. So looking at the way you think, you have a very strong business sense. You have a very strong understanding of how to monetize your resources. Your understanding of TV almost leads me to believe that I can expect some movies from you. Maybe producing some series on television.
I produced my first documentary, with Steve Lobel. I produced my first documentary 10 years ago, actually. It's called 2 Turntables and a Microphone, The Life and Death of Jam Master Jay. It was the first rap group to sell 1 million records, Run DMC. It was the first rap group to perform in China and Japan, Run DMC. It was the first rap group to go on Saturday Night Live, black group, Run DMC.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's talk about his legacy. Let's talk about how did they get into this and I said let's start doing the film first, and then let's start filming, because once you start filming, then you'll organically get the name. It's going to come up because you're going to hear your story and his story and my story.
Yeah.
And the first major friend of his that we interviewed, I said, "Yo, how do you guys get into music?" You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He said, "We pawned something at Hollis Queens pawn shop," and I don't know if that's the name of it, but it was a pawn shop in Queens. You know what I mean? And he said, and we went to get it back, and it was too late, and we got mad because the next day, somebody had broken into place, and they took 2 turntables and a microphone. They stole it from the window. It was the first thing in the window. Wow! And they would take that equipment and go work and do their thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like shit. That's the name. That's where it started from. 2 turntables and a microphone. The life and death of Jam Master Jay.
Wow.
And that's how we built the whole thing around it. And big shout out to Pistol P out there, Steve Lobel. Pistol P held it down. We did the grimy interviews. We run up on people, and then we switch it up and go, and really do interviews. And the last interview I did was 50 Cent, and it was in Amsterdam. We spent like extra 30,000, and they were like, let's cut it now. We don't need him. So now we got to do 50.
Yeah.
Because I knew the history.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
when they got there, 50 was like, who's doing this documentary? Because I didn't go to that interview. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they were like, Molly Mall, he's like, okay. He's like, does he know that the first label I was signed to was JMJ Records? Jam Master Jay. I was like, we're like, no, we didn't know. He's like, that was the first label I was signed to. They gave me $5,000. I signed to them. And I remember we didn't know how to do a hook. We would just do a 16-bar ADAT and turned it in to Jay. And Jay would like, go do a hook. And they're like, what? And they're like, never mind, just go do another 16 and bring it to me. And Jay would take the parts he wanted to make it a hook.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, and then he went to Artista, and then he went from there to got his deal, you know what I mean, and whatnot.
Wow, that's crazy.
It was crazy. So I said, you know what? I said, yo, I called him, and I was like, yo, you got to be executive producer on this. You got to, like, this is, you owe this to Jay.
Yeah.
And it's a good look for you. You know what I mean? It's a good look for everybody. He's going to help us. So the movie, he ended up premiering the movie at 11 different theaters around the country. You know, like major theaters. We did Vegas, we did Atlanta, we did New York. You know, we did Miami. And, you know, the movie went platinum. You know, it sold 1 million copies plus. You know what I mean? We did on E1, thank you. To me, I broke even. I didn't make money on the project. You know what I mean? But for a while, I had $1 million stuck in this project that wasn't going nowhere. And God came and blessed me, and you know, I got my money back, and I got to show the world, you know, something big. I got awards for the movie. It was premiered in the Black Film Festival in LA. Wow. You know, so it was dope, you know, for me. So I definitely like production. That's my main goal. It's funny you say that, but that's my main goal, is to be behind the scenes also on TV, be involved, but do like what Tyler Perry's doing, not just on a comedy level, but just on a general level. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, be involved in stuff like that, because I watch Empire and I watch different things, and it's like that's my life. I'm like, wow, everything from the negative to positive. My life has been through all that, and I see that I'm like, this is actually real. It's showing a lot of real stuff behind it, like applications and stuff. I got an app coming out soon. It's crazy. You know what I mean? It bridges. You know, it's a communication app where when you're on FaceTime, when you're on Skype, you're on Tango, anything. You know, and I'm speaking on it because we already got the patent done and everything.
Cool.
Done.
Tell us about it.
But it's like now when you're talking on FaceTime, what's the biggest problem you have when you're in a club or somewhere when you're on FaceTime?
Can't hear.
Can't hear.
Yeah.
So what you gotta do? Put the phone to your ear. Put your mouth to. So what's the point of talking? So you don't want to see your mouth.
Exactly. Yeah.
So now we got an app that allows subtitles when you talk to come up on the phone.
Oh wow.
So when you're talking, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? So now you're matching up like you're watching a movie. Sometimes you don't understand language, but you hear the words, but you can't understand. So now you got subtitles. So now you can hear what they're saying. Let's say you're in a place where it's too loud, or you're in a meeting right now. Let's say you want somebody to watch this, what we're doing right now. Recording, doing whatever. Yeah. Put the phone down, and you can text now. You can text as you're video transmitting. So I can be like, hey, I'm in a meeting. You can see what's going on. Yeah. You know, I'll call you back, or if you want to listen in and take some notes, go ahead. You
wow,
know?
that's
So now
crazy.
It's not disturbing the conversation. It's not interrupting anything. But I'm adding small features. These are all features that are there. Yeah. You can auto text. You know, you can talk and text. You can do a lot of stuff. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's just incorporating different things together, and you know, I'm getting a lot of positive response on it right now. We're halfway through the app, you know, and it's about to be huge. Everybody's gonna download it. It's gonna be a big thing for me. You know, wow. So, you know, I'm working on another app too that's similar to it, but that one is gonna be crazy. I can't talk about that one right now, but that one's gonna change the face of communication on Earth. Period. Wow. Because pretty soon, like, you'll be able to meet somebody that you don't even know what their name is, where they're from, and you can meet them. And you can sit there and have a full conversation with them without learning their language, without them learning your language, but you can communicate 100% with them without even them knowing what the hell you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Because it's coming up, they're understanding it. It's coming to them in their language. Wow. You know what I mean? So we're building some crazy stuff right now. So it's about to change the game. You know what I mean?
Wow, man, that's so interesting.
Yeah. So basically, if we know your language, if we can understand your language and your letters and your alphabet, we can make this app work for you, and you can talk to anybody you want to in the world. You know, if you meet somebody on Mars tomorrow, and you don't know what the hell they're saying, but if there's a concept to their language, we could take that and put it into the app, and you could talk to somebody on Mars.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy. So it's going to freak you out when you talk to somebody and their language ain't registered. Where the hell you from?
Exactly. Where are you from? Yeah, that's not, I mean, you know, we're going to start off doing the major languages, like, you know, there's only 10 major languages in the world. You know, Spanish is huge, Arabic, English, of course, you know, the Asian, the worlds, you know what I mean? It's not that many, you know, it's really 10 dominant languages in the world. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. You know, really, if you want to get down and dirty to it, it's really 4 or 5. You know, so if you speak those 5 languages, you can get along with anybody in the world. Yeah.
Well, man, I got to give you your props. You know, you're definitely somebody that is a mogul.
Appreciate it.
You're not just a producer. You know.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
And I think it's important that the world knows that, because, you know, one thing that we know from especially the industry, man, is that, you know, there's so much talent and there's so many, you know, very important minds out there, But if they don't have the platform, or people aren't really aware that they're the person they should be seeking information from, you know, a lot of times it kind of goes over everyone's head. You know, so I'm grateful for, you know, the fact that guys like you are getting the platform and getting the voice that's needed, you know, because you're just like a Steve Lobel or any other OG when it comes to, you know, being able to give perspective that people need to learn from.
I appreciate that, man. And don't get me wrong, bro. A lot comes with it. A lot of highs and lows, you know.
I'm sure.
You know, like, we all been in places where we feel like driving off a cliff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like, and it's like, you just, my message to everybody's like, just don't give up. You know, follow your dreams, and sometimes don't get disappointed when you hit that dead end. Don't get disappointed when problems happen, because problems happen in the biggest people. I tell people, I said, before Pac and Snoop became the biggest that they ever were, they were on trial for murder.
Wow.
And I know you remember that.
Absolutely.
They were both facing homicide charges.
Yeah.
They had the law ready to put them away forever.
Yep.
And after they beat that, they did Gangsta Party and all this other stuff.
Changed music.
And they changed music with Death Row. You know? You know, and it took a genius behind it. Anybody can say what they want to about Suge Knight. We all have different experiences with him. Some good, some bad, some great, some whatever. But nobody can take away that genius and that position that he had in the hip hop. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, period. And I can say that about people that I've had good times with and bad times with. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I'm still gonna give that respect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because to this day, you know, Eazy-E with his records is the biggest hip hop catalog in history, and then Death Row is right behind him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the only reason Death Row is behind him is because Bone Thugs and Harmony sold 60 million records. You know what I mean? And my man who just left here managed Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm in good hands. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It just, like I said, staying positive and making smart moves. You know what I mean? And being sharp, taking advantage of the moment. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Period.
Exactly.
You know? So, I mean, I love the energy here. Y'all got some crazy energy. I'm definitely gonna come in here and record, do some stuff with y'all.
Oh man,
So,
we welcome you. We welcome you. Appreciate you.
Yo, likewise.
Good luck. You know, I'm sure we're gonna see some amazing
Hell
things from you in the future.
I'm gonna send y'all some free downloads from my app.
Absolutely, man. I look forward to sitting down with you in the future.
You too.
Absolutely. Molly Mall, everyone.